And like I feel like way more people choose to like travel or do any desire because like it's placed in front of them so much that they're like, I have to do it, and we're like work to do it.
Yeah. I mean, even like once you get a job, I mean, you get PTO or vacation time.
Yeah.
So like they frame it as like
Time to like vacation.
time to vacation.
Yeah.
And vacation is like go somewhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Do something.
I mean, there are times where it's like it's kind of similar though, because I mean, if I put in, like, I'm going to a concert tomorrow in Richmond. What's the difference between doing a concert in Richmond or going to DC? Is that like travel?
Right.
Like, what if like,
That's a good question.
you know, I mean,
That's a good question.
I think it's whatever takes you away from the other things you value in life.
Okay.
So like for me, like I got free tickets to go to an amusement park. I went with my wife and it was fun. I loved it, but it took me away from work. It took me away from my friends that I call every day. And although it was like a great experience, for me, it wasn't as good as staying home and doing what I love.
Dude, I remember I was in 2 years ago. Or maybe last year. I was in Utah, and I remember we had a game that evening. But like, I remember like throughout the day when you're not playing, you're just 8 hours. You're just waiting for the game to happen. I remember sitting there like, what am I doing in Utah? Like, and I think most of the time, like people want to do anything, including traveling or like having some promiscuous experience, either so they can take a picture and show somebody, or so they have a good story to tell and less about the experience.
Fair enough. I do think.
yeah.
When I went to the Yankees game a couple days ago, I remember when we left, I was talking to my girl because we were just talking about everything that happened. There was a point where there was these two white women, blonde hair. For the first 4 or 5 innings, which is basically like a good 20 minutes of the game, they were literally turning different angles. And it should be like, okay, take some of me. And it should be like, okay, what about this side? Okay, what about? I'm not even joking because like
Just to give white women some grace, I went to a Wizards game and these two black girls were doing the same.
Okay. I'm not saying it's a race thing. I'm not saying it's a race thing at all. All I'm saying is
color, Joe. We don't like color.
let's call it a woman thing. Nah, it's okay. But no, so for like a good 4 or 5 innings, they were literally just taking photos. And I remember thinking, I was like, you're not really here for the game. You're here for the pictures to say, I went to a game. I went to the MLB game. Exactly.
Yeah.
So there is that degree of just like a lot of people now are more worried about showing that they did something versus actually living it. But I do think either way, when you look at it fundamentally, as long as you're doing it, there is something you get from it. Personally, I think like when I went to the game, I actually want to enjoy it. I'm like trying to figure out what the rules are because I don't know baseball like at all. But I'm like, okay, why does he get to hit again? Okay, he has 3 hits. How many strikes? How many outs? Like I'm actually trying to figure it out and like enjoy the game.
Yeah.
But if they went there and they took photos and all they did was like that's all they did the whole time, I could not post anything and have experienced that. They could have posted 10 pictures on Instagram and it did the same exact. At the end of the day, you were there. I don't think fundamentally is probably the best thing to go from that perspective.
Yeah.
But you still did it. And I do think one thing you shouldn't discount is you talk about like wants in terms of just like Instagram or the internet makes you want something. That's for everybody. Like, and that's to any degree. I can like argue any tattoo you have right now is based off of at some point you saw a cool idea of something out there and then you were like, oh, I want to get this tatted, you know? Almost everything we get.
So because tattoos existed before social media, I gotta give you a little pushback on that.
Chains did.
Huh?
Chains did. Jewelry did. Everything did before social. Like a lot of things existed before social media.
Wait, so how did you learn about tattoos?
Right. Like how did you learn about
Like, did you see
it?
I grew up with people with tattoos.
Okay, so
where did they get it from?
So yeah, so you didn't see it on Insta, but you saw it on somebody's bio. You saw it.
Exactly.
Yes.
And that person might have saw it on Insta. So at the end of the day,
it was growing up. This was a little before Instagram
but
came out.
you get my point. Like,
yeah,
you get it from
a tattoo shop.
So I will say this, like, I don't need any tattoos. Like the older I get, like my mom used to be like, "Oh, when you're older, you're not gonna need them." I'm gonna be like, "Mom, I want a tattoo." Like, I really enjoy what my tattoos look like and what they are.
No, I'm not even trying to make a comment on them. I'm just saying fundamentally, like, something as subtle as that.
But my point is this: like, the reason why I say that is, I wanted my tattoos most when I wanted them to represent something to people to see on me. The older I get and the more secure I get of myself, I don't really need this to represent myself. Most of the time I'm like wearing long sleeve shirts because I don't even care if people see my tattoos anymore. When I first got them, it had way more to do with like this is how I want to be.
An aesthetic.
Yeah, like this is what I want my vibe to be. This is how I want people to like see me. And like I've even really tried to change it, especially this part. Like I use it to pray now because I'm like, I don't really want this to be about me or like being seen. And I think way more people, and I don't think for all things, but a lot of people are doing things because like they don't think they're interesting enough. So they have to fill their time with doing interesting things so that they can like tell an interesting story. Like,
So you think they're doing it more for others? Like you're living certain experiences for other people?
yeah.
I definitely agree, but I think we all do that to a certain degree.
I'm not saying. I think it's like, for example, I'm a very boring person. At this point in my life, I'm a very boring person.
Yeah.
But if someone asks me to do something,
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. Because if I don't say yes, I'm gonna sit at home. I'm gonna go on walks. I'm gonna go to sleep, and I'm gonna eat, and that's it.
Why not? Yeah, just like experience it.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm not speaking from a place of like woe is experiencing. Like I think experiencing things is good. I'm speaking from a place of before you feel the need to experience, get to the why. Because maybe what needs to be fulfilled isn't the fact that you want this vibe. Maybe you just want to be, you don't feel like you're cool enough. You don't feel like you're interesting enough. Maybe you want to be seen in a certain way, so you dress a certain way. And it's not really about the clothes. It's just like, I want to be received in this way. And like, I'm not saying don't go get what you like, but at least be willing to like be honest with like, I'm not getting received in the way I want. Or if it's traveling, like I'm not experiencing what I really want here, so I need to go get it elsewhere. Or if it's like a certain relationship, like I really like her, but like I'm not feeling like known by her or something. And I think a lot of people make decisions and like they can tell you this is what I want, but they're not even dealing with the like, well, why do you want it? You know?
Yeah.
And I think dealing with the why do you want it, or like why do you desire that thing, shouldn't impede you from doing the thing, but like will help you like truly make decisions and like live a life that you're like, yeah, I can get behind that.